What are the odds that Hollywood Brown returns to this Chiefs team before the playoffs? Welcome back, everybody, to the KC Sports Report. I'm your host, Michael Darcy, and today I'm going to break down the possibility of Hollywood Brown returning to this Chiefs team before the playoffs. So, Chiefs Kingdom, Hollywood Brown was the big free agent acquisition this offseason. He was expected to be this team's number one wide receiver, but unfortunately, injuries happened. He suffered a shoulder injury in the first game of the preseason in Jacksonville. He suffered a shoulder injury, and this injury basically knocked him out all of 2024. But in the recent reports, we've seen a lot of optimism growing towards a potential return for Hollywood Brown. James Palmer at James Palmer TV said that there is, quote, a real chance that Hollywood Brown returns to this team before the playoffs. And the fact that we're sitting here talking about a Hollywood Brown return is a very optimistic viewpoint. I know that there are a lot of people out there that still assume that Hollywood Brown is going to miss the remainder of this season, and I'm not going to tell you you're wrong for assuming that. There is growing optimism in the Chiefs organization that he could make a comeback. He could potentially play in this postseason run when the Chiefs are trying to three-peat, which I think is a fantastic thing, but I'm not counting on Hollywood Brown playing at any point this season. I think that we kind of had that optimism with Rashee Rice. It didn't really seem likely that he was going to make any sort of recovery. But with this situation, it seems like the coaching staff and the training staff think that Hollywood Brown could play at some point this season. Andy Reid has been asked about Hollywood Brown in his press conferences. He said that Hollywood Brown is, a great worker. He's been in the treatment facility getting treatment every single day for that shoulder, and that he's, quote, ahead of schedule. But I will say that's kind of what Andy Reid says. That's coach speak. I wouldn't put too much stock into what he says at this point. He's not one of the trainers. He's not Hollywood Brown. And for Hollywood Brown to make this, miraculous turnaround, everything needs to go right. He needs to have no setbacks, and that shoulder needs to perfectly heal. Because listen, he signed a 1-year contract. This offseason, he will be a free agent. He might not ever play with the Chiefs again, and he is not going to risk his potential future on this postseason run. Listen, I know that Chiefs fans want to see him in the postseason to help this team three-peat. He's trying to get paid this offseason, and if he's not fully healthy to go, he's not going to go. I'd be very surprised if he wanted to go out there not being fully healthy and risk potential injury on that shoulder and just ruining his chances of making $30 million this offseason. I don't think that's going to happen, but I do think that he will return at some point this season if he continues making these strides that we're hearing about. I still think he could be this team's number 2 wide receiver behind DeAndre Hopkins, and the Chiefs have kind of made some moves during the season to ensure that even if he doesn't come back, the Chiefs wide receiver room will be okay. Now, will they be 5 times better if Hollywood Brown returns? Absolutely. He's somebody that no other team has film on, and Andy Reid schemed up a bunch of plays for him in training camp and during the offseason to get him involved in this offense. And he had no opportunity to show that off because he got hurt in the first preseason game. And so there is a lot of untapped potential there, and we're just waiting to see it, but will he be back? Now, there is growing belief, but if you were me, I'm still not fully bought in yet. I need to see him being in this situation a month and a half from now. I want to continue hearing good news about his injury update and just continue hearing that he is trending in the right direction before I give you any, guarantee that he's going to be back come playoff time. Because like I've said multiple times, one wrong move, one wrong step back in his recovery, and he's done. He's not coming back for the postseason, and he is going to be on the couch when the Chiefs are trying to three-peat. So Chiefs Kingdom, I want to hear your thoughts down in the comments below. Do you think that Hollywood Brown will return at any point this season? And if he does, when will he return? I've heard some very optimistic fans and very optimistic analysts predict that he comes back against the Steelers on Christmas. I think that's definitely not going to happen. I would shoot for early January. I think that if you could get him back at the last game of the season, let him get reps against the Broncos. That would be the best case scenario for this Hollywood Brown return. I still think that he is going to take some time to get back into the swing of things, get that shoulder used to contact again. And so I think that the first week of January, the first game in January would be a great timeline for return. Get him some reps, get him ready for the playoffs, and let's roll. But I think that any chance that he comes back in December, it's very slim. I don't think that's going to happen, but I would love to hear what you guys have to say down in the comments below. That's all I have for this video, guys. If you enjoyed it, hit that like button and subscribe for more Chiefs content. I've been pushing stuff out each and every single day, and if you like that, definitely share it with more Chiefs fans so they can find it, and hit that like button on this video. Thank you guys for watching this video, and go Chiefs!